Hello! Happy Sunday! Happy red, white, and blue season! How's everybody doing? Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. We were playing bananagrams on a computer, which was really cool. All right, let me get everything situated. Let's get this out for the world to see. Make sure you say hey when you're hopping on. My name is Bethany from Count Your Stitches. Hi, Mom. Oh, all right. How's everybody's weekend? It is cold. All right, let's get this out. Can I do this? Yes. Yes, and we're out. Okay, there we go. Hello. Hi, Mom. All right, and now I can see people, and now I can see comments. All right. So make sure that you say hey when you're hopping on. Make sure you give us some hearts and some thumbs up. And if you're loving this, please sprinkle this out onto your page and spread the love. Yes, it is cold, Mom. And if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay. We love seeing everybody. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? All right, so I love all things red, white, and blue. I would make our whole home red, white, and blue if I could, but that would just be a little much. So from now until 4th of July, we are in red, white, and blue season. So I've got it on already. Ready to make a craft for it. I've got, so what is that, like 7 Sundays or something? Or 6 Sundays? I've got red, white, and blue crafts planned for every single one of them. So I'm very excited. Tonight we're going to do something super simple and kind of small, but adorable. I hope it works. I kind of just made it up, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to need some painter's tape. I just realized that. So my plan tonight is to start off our red, white, and blue season with a bang. No pun intended. We're going to do like a firecracker out of this. I was sitting here wondering who I was going to watch at 8 today. And then, oh, yay, Jennifer. I'm so excited that you chose me as your 8 o'clock. So excited. Happy you're here. All right. So I kind of want to get right into this and see what happens. Bob's waving from the other room over there. Oh, okay, so my plan, so this is a piece of scrap wood that when Bob was cleaning out behind our garage, this was in the pile of timber, sticks, and leaves and such. And I was like, oh, don't throw that away. I can make something out of it. Mom says hi, Bob.
Hi,
Mom. So I said, oh, don't throw this out. I can make something out of it. So I sanded it down. It's just a rectangle. I don't know. I don't even think this was from the kitchen remodel because this doesn't match any of the wood we use. So I don't know. This, who knows how old this is. Bob, Jennifer says hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
I don't know if you could hear him. As you're hopping on, everybody, say hey in the comment section. Give us some thumbs up and some hearts. And if you're loving this, please sprinkle it out on your page and spread the love. We would really appreciate your support. Again, my name is Bethany from Count Your Stitches. We're doing our normal weekend live craft, and we're going to start with a firecracker for our red, white, and blue season. So for me, Memorial Day to 4th of July is red, white, and blue in the house, in the outfits, in the crafts, everything. To be honest, the whole summer for me is kind of red, white, and blue season through Labor Day. Drop some, some hearts and some flags and things if you're feeling me. I love all things red, white, and blue. But I also feel like I should do like the beachy anchor type summer stuff too. So I don't know. I might change the house decorations after the 4th of July. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to change the crafts after that. So right after 4th of July, we're going to go into more like strictly summer as opposed to just 4th of July red, white, and blue stuff. So I'm making a firecracker out of this piece of scrap wood we found in the backyard. I started by sanding the whole thing down earlier today. That way y'all didn't have to watch it and we didn't make a mess. I did it outside. So I'm thinking that I am going to I'm trying to decide if I want to do the bottom or the top first, because I'm going to do a blue top with some stars, and I do a blue all around the top with the stars, and then do the stripes down this way, and then make it look like a little wick at the top. It'd be a cute little firecracker. Nothing fancy tonight, guys. Oh, yay, Kama. Thanks. Me too. I planned it all out. We've got red, white, and blue crafts through the 4th of July, so I'm very excited about that. So, all right, here we go. Let's get this going. I'm trying to think. So, I am going to do the bottom first because I need to do the stripes. So I want to, yeah. The stripes are going to be rustic because I don't want to do the tape for all of them. I'm just gonna eyeball them and they'll be rustic, and we'll sand it down so it looks rustic too. And I'm not sure I'm gonna worry about full coverage either, to be honest with you. I'm not sure I want to. Okay, let's make this, see if I can figure out to make this straight. All right, so I'm gonna put a piece of painter's tape around. That is not what I want to do. Please hold, please hold. I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape at the bottom of where I want the blue to end. And then wrap that around. And then we'll paint the stripes. All right. That looks semi-straight. Good enough. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this piece of tape around. Oh, yay. It came out pretty good. I'm excited about that. Oh, so what's everybody up to? How's your weekend so far? I hope everybody else has tomorrow off. I know we do. Super excited for a 3-day weekend. Love those. It has been cold as cold here. Yesterday it was, I think, 48 degrees. Oh my gosh. So I can't wait to tell you what we did yesterday, or what I did yesterday. Bob had a blast without me yesterday. So yeah, so yesterday was 48 degrees out, raining, cats and dogs all day. And one of my girlfriends came down. She lives north of the city, north of Boston, I should say, because the city, we live near Providence. But, and she came down, and we had bought tickets ahead of time, like way a long time ago, to go to the zoo. And of course, planted our garden today. Jennifer, so I assume it's not raining where you are, because today was not a garden planting day for us. So we had bought tickets a long time ago. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is just start doing stripes. And just eyeball them. I'm just going to eyeball them. I'm going to do the white first, because then I can correct with the red if I need to, because it can go over white easily. So my girlfriend had never been to the zoo before. So I've been a lot, and that's totally fine. So we bought tickets, gosh, like a month ago to go to the zoo, and it's rain or shine, because you have to buy tickets ahead of time now, COVID and everything, because they only let so many people in at a time. And so we went to the zoo in the rain, which was really nice because there was not a lot of other people there. So we very much enjoyed that. And most of the animals were out. So drop some comments. Who likes the zoo? Who was into going to the zoo? I'm not a big zoo person, but I have to say, we had a blast. We really had a blast. I got to be careful. This is splashing. I don't want it on my new shirt. Oh, gotcha, Jennifer. There you go. So some of the animals were in their little houses, so we couldn't see them, which is fine. But we got to see all sorts of stuff. So we saw, I'm trying to think, we saw,
Giraffes.
Bob's yelling. We saw giraffes. I got pictures of those for him. And I don't know. So again, drop some comments if you're a zoo person. So Jennifer loves a zoo. Awesome. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world that we could see a giraffe. I don't know if that sounds dumb, but I just think that's crazy that it's like one of those exotic type animals that you learn about, and then you can just go to a zoo and see one. I don't know. I thought that was really neat. Does anybody else think? And we saw elephants, and they're amazing and humongous and so cool. I don't know. I was just like out of this world excited about all of it. And I'm trying to think. We saw, oh my gosh. So we saw everything. So we saw, the big ones were the giraffes and the elephants. The cheetahs were in their little house, so we couldn't see the cheetahs. We saw a snow leopard though. Gosh, that was pretty. So it's, it has spots, but it's white. Oh, and we saw a white alligator. Oh, and get this. So the white alligator was born prior to the movie Frozen coming out, but its name is Elsa. And do you know what Bob was telling me the other day? So he was saying that, they plan the names of hurricanes, like the season's names of hurricanes, they plan them way ahead of time. And prior to Frozen coming out, they planned names for like this season of hurricanes. And two of the names for this season are Anna and Elsa. How creepy is that? Everything, it just goes to show that like life is Frozen. We love Frozen. Drop some comments if you love Frozen. I love Frozen. I don't know if Bob loves Frozen. Bob, do you love Frozen?
My faves.
It's his faves, he said. It's his faves. We love Frozen. Oh, so that's what I did yesterday in the rain. But I also was taking advantage of some of the gloomy weather and crafting a ton. So I have a lot of projects going right now, which has been uber fun. So in my story, so check out my Facebook and Insta stories, because I'm in the middle of painting this. It's this big wood cutout of the United States, but it's got a flag etched into it. So the whole thing's an American flag. And I got it from Hobby Lobby. It was $10. It was on sale. And I'm taking my time to paint it because I really, I want to make it look perfect. So far it's coming out here. I'll show you. So far it's coming out really good. And you can see how big this thing is. I'm letting the white cure overnight. It's dry, but I'm letting it cure. And then I'm going to do the red. I'll put the painter's tape on the white tomorrow to do the red. And then after that, I'm going to see... I'm not sure because the room we're going to put it in it's like our Americana room, because Bob's very patient with me and lets me have an Americana room. And it's the perfect addition to it. And it's more rustic Americana stuff. And one of my favorite gifts ever. So two of my favorite gifts ever came from the same person who I think is watching. It's this cup, right? My Ay Dios Mio cup. And then the same person got me it's like a big wall hanging of the Star Spangled Banner, the music of it. Oh, I love it. It's like one of my favorites. And so it's more like rustic Americana, and the colors I used are a little bright, and especially the white, right? So I may do like an antique wax over it once it's done being painted. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it either. So we shall see. But keep an eye on my Instagram and Facebook stories because that's where I'm posting the progress of that. Jennifer went to the zoo in Arkansas. Oh, they had an armadillo? We did not see an armadillo. Oh, do you know what's funny, Jennifer? So we had the same situation happen to us because they had wild turkeys at the zoo yesterday. And we're like, okay, we literally saw 4 of those crossing the road on our way here. We're like, this should not be in the zoo. Hi, Auntie Kim. On that one, oh my gosh. So we're on like a bridge and we're looking over the pasture, if you will. And I kept saying to my girlfriend, I'm like, look at the antelope back there. Look at the antelope. She's like, oh, I don't see it. I'm like, how do you not see it? It's huge. It's like right back there. And over, I'm like, look at the antelope. So finally she goes, do you mean the bison? I'm like, oh yeah, the bison, the animal that's about 10 times bigger than the antelope that I'm calling it. Yes, the bison. Which fun fact, we found out that the scientific name for a bison is bison. So there's a trivia or Jeopardy fun fact for you. The scientific name for bison is bison. Okay, now we're all a bit smarter tonight. So I'm just doing a second coat on my white stripes here, all right? So again, if you're just hopping on, my name is Bethany from Count Your Stitches. We're doing our regular weekend live craft, and we're starting off red, white, and blue season with a firecracker. So I'm just painting some white stripes down, and we're making this rustic. So I'm hand doing these stripes. They are a mess. I will do the red stripes over them in a second. We'll probably sand this, maybe put a little antique wax on it. I don't know. We'll get crazy. We'll see. I'm not going to worry about the bottom. The bottom's just going to stay the way it is. All right, so that is done. I'm going to rinse this off. Bob, could I have a paper towel, please? Dry, please. He's the best. I like when he stays in the kitchen when I do this, because if I forget something, he's right there. But yes, so we went to the zoo in the rain yesterday, and we had a blast. Thank you. He's pretending, hoping no one can see him when he does this. I'm just going to use the same paintbrush so that it stays the same width when I'm doing the red stripes. I'm just using one of my little paint things here. So we're going to keep going with the red, and I'll dry it all at the same time. Actually, no. I should dry it first so that it doesn't become pink. Yes. Proactive drying. Gonna grab the heat gun. So what has everybody else been up to this weekend? We watched, okay, so here's a question for everybody. We watched Lord of the Rings last night. So we like to do binge movie watching. You all know this if you've been here for a while. So we didn't have anything today. So we said, okay, why don't we like start a binge series last night and then, continue it today. That way we would have plenty of time for everything. So I've never seen the Lord of the Rings. So I said, why don't we do that? But, Bob did warn me that it was a little slow, but, we were going to give it another chance, yada, yada. I was not a fan at all. Is anybody else a fan of Lord of the Rings? I just was not it just wasn't my thing. Bob, Auntie Kim is watching Silence of the Lambs.
Love it. Awesome movie.
He loves that.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Do you really think that?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Absolutely.
He thinks it's one of the greatest movies of all time, Silence of the Lambs. That's the one with Hannibal Lecter?
Hannibal Lecter, yeah.
And see, did you know they made a TV series that kind of continued off of that? Remember we saw commercials for it?
It was about her though.
It was about the FBI investigator. Has anybody ever seen that one? I can't remember what it was about. I can't remember what it was called. As Kim said, it's so crazy.
Psychological thriller.
It's a psychological thriller. Auntie Kim said, yes, it's good. Mom said, OMG, awful movie, so scary. Mom, I'm with you on that one. I don't do scary movies. No, oh no, I got paint on my new shirt. Shucks, I got paint on my new shirt. Oh, I got a lot of paint on my new shirt.
You're not even eating the paint.
I know, I usually spill my food on me. Oh, darn it. That makes me really sad. That's okay. It is what it is.
Want to wash it towel?
It's a red... No, it's okay. I'll put it in the wash. All right, so now what I'm going to do is put the red stripes in the middle where I had the blanks. Obviously, that's kind of obvious, right? Oh, all right, so everybody pray for no rain tomorrow because we're having a family picnic, okay? And we want to have the family picnic outside, okay? So everybody pray for no rain tomorrow. There's been enough rain this weekend, okay? This weekend has been... you know what? I will tell you, though. I love a rainy day. And one thing that I really love about a rainy day is you can't do anything outside. And you kind of feel like you can be lazy and just, I don't know, doodle around the house or whatever and not feel guilty about it because the weather's bad anyway. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? I like a rainy day. What I love a rainy night. Do. Auntie Kim's with me, yay. I don't know. I'm just a fan. I should have painted the whole thing white and then did just red stripes. Live and learn. Right. It is what it is. Oh, all right. Just going to do some red stripes. Yes, so I have a ton of red, white, and blue crafts planned. We're going to do some stuff with paint sticks. We're going to... Oh, I got these really cute little red truck. Mom, you got them last year for us from the Dollar Tree. The little red truck garden stakes from Dollar Tree. It's a little red truck that has American flag hanging out the back. I'm going to do a craft with that. Oh, and I know the first one is June... And now I'm not going to remember. June 11th. It's a Friday night. So that weekend, I'm going to do 2 crafts. So on the Friday night, it's going to be a kids-themed craft on the 11th. And beforehand, I am going to put out a supply list. So that way kids can craft along with me. So we're going to do, I think I started talking about it last week. We're going to do like a little canvas from the Dollar Tree. And then you can get, big stickers or decals or whatever you want. Or, letters that, little letter stickers and all different things. And then you'll get paint in a water bottle and put some water and the paint in a water bottle. And you put the decals on the canvas and you spray around it or the name or whatever you want it to say. So we're going to do that on June 11th. I think that's the Friday night. So just look out for the supply list for that ahead of time. So that way, kids, that'll be our first kids night. And then we'll still go live with our regular Sunday night that weekend too. Because I just have too many red, white, and blue crafts to skip. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Carmen. How are you? So make sure, everybody, that you're saying hey when you're hopping on. We are making a firecracker, a patriotic firecracker. I'm just going to dry this and then hit it with a second coat. And then we'll do the blue. So what else did everybody do this weekend? Anybody having a picnic tomorrow for Memorial Day? I'm bummed because usually we have usually there's a Memorial Day parade right up the road from us. And thank you, Jennifer. You know, that's a really good idea. So usually there's a Memorial Day parade right up the road from us and we can ride our bikes to it. And obviously, so for the second year in a row, thank you, Jennifer. I'm going to do that right now. For the second year in a row, they are not having it, which I'm super bummed. I actually really loved that. We started doing it. We moved into our home in May a few years ago now. And that was like the first kind of neighborhoody type thing we did. And so I'm bummed that we haven't been able to do it the past couple of years, but hopefully it'll come back. That would be great for our students. We can get the supply. Yeah, absolutely, Auntie. Absolutely. So yeah, I'll post all the supplies ahead of time. And it'll be all Dollar Tree. So it's going to be a Dollar Tree kids craft night. So super inexpensive. It's also going to be super easy. So it's not going to be our normal hour long that we would do here. Cause, it's going to be a Friday night and, they're going to be tired and they're going to need to go to bed and all that fun stuff. So, I don't know if I'm going to do it at 7 or 8. What do you think for the kids craft night? 7, I'm thinking. But let me know your opinion on that. But yeah. Now, okay, so I'm saying that I have all these 4th of July crafts planned, but do you guys have anything you want to see? Any type of 4th of July crafts that, or, red, white, and blue crafts that you want to see? You let me know. Drop some comments. I'm just putting a second coat of our red on here. And then we'll give it a good dry with the heat gun. And then we'll paint the blue. And then we'll sand it. Oh, how perfect is that, Auntie? Get a discount for the crew. Oh, yeah, I figured when you're doing a craft with a kid, you don't want to spend too much money on it, So I figured if it's all Dollar Tree stuff, you don't have to worry about, like, if they get bored or if they don't like it or if they keep it for 10 minutes and they get rid of it or, Plus, a lot of it you'll be able to, like, reuse and stuff, like the paints and stuff. So here we go. It's a total mess. None of them are even. This is going to be a firecracker, right? So it's going to stand up and put a little wick. Totally uneven and everything, but it's going to be rustic. Jennifer, I'm thinking a wreath. I got these really cute picks, like wreath picks, from Joann's the other day, that have like stars and little red, white, and blue balls on them and things. They're really cute. So I'll have to figure out, like, so when you say a wreath, Jennifer, you thinking like burlap or that like tool looking stuff, whatever that stuff is called. Or I love using bandanas for wreaths. That's one of my favorites. But yeah, let me know. So I'm just giving this a good dry. That way I can hold it while I paint my blue. I love my heat gun. Although I have to tell you, thank you, Jennifer. Sounds good. I am learning that although the heat gun provides the ability to dry things quickly, it does not mean that everything is cured, right? We learned that last week when I did the Cricut cutout afterwards, right? Which, to be honest, I may do like a USA down the middle of one of these stripes afterwards. Maybe like with a stencil or something. I don't know. We'll see how I feel when it's done. But I'm learning that I still need to have patience with my crafting. Regardless of it being all dry. It doesn't mean it's cured yet. So I am doing that big United States, right? I'm doing the big United States. This guy, I'm doing it in stages. So I did this yesterday, the blue. I did 2 coats, let it dry overnight. I did the white today, letting it dry overnight. And then tomorrow I'll do the red. So I'm just trying to learn to be patient. I painted this metal sign that says home. It's stuck. There we go. It's a metal sign that says home. I tried like doing 1 coat, dry it with the heat gun, and then do it again, and it kept clumping and wasn't working. And so I primed it with this all surface primer. I think it's the 123 primer that we also used when we were painting some tile in our kitchen. And it worked like a charm. So I painted it with that, let it dry a couple hours, and then I painted it with the acrylic paint, 1 coat, let it dry a couple hours, and painted another coat. So I'm just learning to have some patience. Bob always tells me I'm very impatient, which I am. And so even though I love the heat gun and it provides the ability for things to dry fast, it doesn't mean it's always cured. So I'm just trying to, thank you, Mom. I'm just trying to just be a little bit more patient with things, because I've talked to you guys all about this before, how I get really frustrated when things don't work, and I waste my time, and I waste my materials or my money or any of those things. And, you know, because it doesn't come out like everybody else's. And I'm always like, why can't I craft like everybody else? And I just need to take my time, not rush through things, be patient, do my research ahead of time, and everything will be good. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take some Admiral Blue from Apple Barrel. I love this color paint. That's what I used for the American flag too. And look, actually, I'll show you it again, because look at how gorgeous this dried. Is this not the most beautiful blue? This is painter's tape. Ignore that. Isn't this the most beautiful blue? So that's what we're using for this. It'll look a little different on this because the wood that we're working with is darker, but it's awesome. All right, let me take a quick sip here. All right, so I'm going to paint this, then we'll sand it. Or do I want it? No, I want to let this dry a little more before I sand it. So I am going to just freehand this edge because it's just one straight edge. I think I'll be okay. I don't think I'll mess it up too much. It'll be a little much, but not, it'll be a little messed up, but it's okay. All right, it's going to go around the edges here. All right, I'm just going to paint this whole top part blue. I've seen this done, well, I can't say I've seen this done entirely like this, but because I've seen people just paint the red, white, and blue stripes, but I kind of wanted to just do the whole top blue. I thought that would be cute. I think you do. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I try, and I'm trying to make this, Jennifer, and I appreciate a lot of your support with your groups and everything too. Thank you so much. Everybody check out Jennifer's stuff too, okay? She does a great job, and she's an awesome supporter of everybody's small businesses and crafts and just helping crafters and beginning crafters and all that. So check Jennifer's stuff out too. But, I'm trying. I've been thinking about going to Etsy. Now, I want it, but you guys are my peeps, right? That watch and everything. Do you shop on Etsy? Would you shop on Etsy? Because I do the homemade, the decor type stuff like this. But I also do the crochet, which I get a lot of orders for the crochet without the Etsy, but I don't know, it might be kind of fun to expand. I know, the fees can be a bit much. I was just talking to someone before this about the different fees and whatnot. But do any of you have any experience with Etsy? I'm just trying to figure out where's the next place to go with my craft here. You know what I'm saying? And the other question I wanted to ask y'all, and again, whether you're watching on the replay or you're watching live, feel free to drop some comments whenever I ask questions, or for, comments or anything at all. Always drop a comment, all right? Tell me that you were here. I'll always respond. Super excited to hear from people live or on the replay. So always let us know that you were here. So I dropped a craft tutorial this week. Super cute rolling pin idea. So I love just like making anything that's wood into something, right? Like I have this big pizza, the thing the wood thing you put the pizza on. It's got a handle. What's that called? A pizza, not a pan. It's not a tray. It's a pizza paddle. I don't know. And it's gorgeous. And I got it from Job Lot, and it was cheap, and it's just this beautiful wood that I was like, this needs to be something. Like, I need to paint this. So I did a rolling pin tutorial this week. And so let me know, like, do you prefer this kind of live stuff, or do you prefer short, quick tutorials where you don't even see my face, but you just hear my talking? Or kind of a combination of both. Just kind of where, like, here we talk about stuff, right? We talk about what's going on and our lives, and in a tutorial, it's just about the craft. So let me know what you prefer. Whether I'm planning to switch over my FB shop to my webpage and bring people in from it. Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jennifer. I'll have to weigh the options. All right, so there's that. I'm not even sure we need a second coat. Gosh, that painted nicely. We might do a second one just in case. Let's hit this with the heat gun. So again, if you're just hopping on, my name is Bethany from Count Your Stitches. We're starting off red, white, and blue season with this firecracker that we're making here. It's not a real firecracker. It's just a wood decorative one. So yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to have a family picnic for Memorial Day. So I feel like with our family, it's like whatever excuse we can come up with to have a picnic with each other. You know what I mean? Hi, Peg. That's like our thing, which I love. I've always loved that my whole life. I have a super awesome, crazy, awesome family. Super blessed for that. I know not everybody has a super awesome family like mine. So once Memorial Day comes, I feel like it's always, it's like always picnic season every weekend for us. We try to always do something, which is really fun. So tomorrow's supposed to be, the kickoff of the season. And so we're hoping that we don't get washed out. I'm making some macaroni salad. So I'll tell you my macaroni salad recipe too, because I have to tell you, it's phenomenal, if I do say so myself. And I want to tell you all about it because it's super easy. So it's not a low carb day tomorrow. Let's be real here. And my mac salad recipe is super easy. I literally use elbow pasta, and I use mayo, mustard, relish, dill, celery salt. Boom, done. That is my mac salad recipe. Super simple, super delish. Try it sometime. You will love it. Fun fact, that is also what I put in my deviled eggs. So I keep it simple. Thank you, Mom. I try to keep it simple. Mom already made it. She told me. Made tortellini salad for tomorrow. And Mom makes the best tortellini salad. She uses, little cheese tortellinis, obvi. And then puts like broccoli and tomatoes and carrots and Italian dressing and like deliciousness. Auntie's making, shitty some peppers and brownies. Yes. Our cookouts are good, people. They're good. We make good food. I think we're having burgers and dogs. Yes, maybe. Yeah, it's good food. It's good food. Very excited. I might make, although now that I know Auntie's making brownies and Mom's making, and black olives too, right, Mom? Mom you made some type of like pretzel chocolate Trisha Yearwood no-bake thing, right? I was going to make oatmeal cookies. I'm not sure I won't. I'm not sure I will. But we're also bringing party pizza, which is Bob's like least favorite thing ever. But so for those of you who are not local, party pizza is, gosh, I think we've talked about this before. It's literally like a piece of bread-ish, bread-type doughy crust with tomato sauce on top. But it's like a thick tomato sauce. I don't really know how to describe it. And it's cold. It's a Rhode Island thing, right? It's not even a Massachusetts thing, I don't think. I seen a dab more here. We're just going to put it right on here so we don't waste. Come on, we're running low on the Admiral Blue here. It's so good, though. Oh, okay. Maybe I will make some of them, Auntie, since Uncle Al loves them. Does he like them with chocolate chips? Because I love them with chocolate chips. Or is that like too much? Am I going overboard here? So yeah, we're bringing party pizza. Box of party pizza. It's like a classic Rhode Island picnic party staple. party pizza. And like I said, Bob doesn't like them. All right, so that's our second coat of the blue. I love this blue. Did I do a second coat on this side? I think I did. I think it just dried fast. I can't tell. He doesn't love... I didn't know that. That's not... Oh, that's bad. Okay, I won't put chocolate chips in the oatmeal cookies then. I'll just make oatmeal cookies. I have a really great recipe from one of my girlfriends. She actually, for my bridal shower, gave me this adorable, like, black wire round basket, tall basket. Yeah, that is crazy. And she put all the stuff I would need to make oatmeal cookies in it. It was the sweetest thing. Like, so some baking stuff and then flour and oats and all those kinds of things with the recipe handwritten. She has the best handwriting. It was, so we used the basket in our living room to hold blankets. And then I've made the recipe a couple of times. It's such a good recipe. So I'm going to make those again. Very excited. Okay. Boom. Done. Now what I'm going to do is grab my sanding block and sand this. And we are going to rustify this. We're taking the paint off. We're making it a mess. Yeah, that's the point here. We're taking off the paint. We're going to let some of the wood show through. I'm going to get the corners. Get the corners showing. Yuppa. Sand this. You spend all this time making it look gorgeous, and then we rusticify it, right? Is that a word? It's going to be a word now, right? So if you're just hopping on, or if you've been here for a while, make sure that you're dropping some thumbs up and some hearts, and also spreading the word by sprinkling this out onto your page as well. I really appreciate the support, so thank you very much. If you're catching this on the replay later, make sure you hashtag replay. And yeah, that's all the fun stuff. All right, I need to get this up here a little more. All right. So there's all that. Ooh, we really rustic-ified this up. Okay, now let's grab... it's a little dull. It's a little dull, right? I'm trying to think, what do we want to use to undullify it? This is, I feel like this one mom and daughter team that I watch, Chalk It Up Fancy, they always use one hour enamel from Wise Owl. That always brightens up everything, and I kind of want it like that. This is a moment to use it, but I don't have any. It's not cheap. But they said they might come out with like smaller cans of it, so it's a little cheaper, and I might invest in one to see if it works for me. I feel like nobody knows what I'm talking about right now. I'm sorry. I'm digressing. Okay, so, and we need to, I did this before I put the stencils on. Shugs. Okay, so I've got this star stencil that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I am just going to, so I kind of like this little cluster here. So that, I'm just going to stick that on here. Just like that. I'm going to try to fit it all. Yep, it fits perfect. I'm going to take some painter's tape and just tape it on. And I need a small dabber, if I can find it. I get my dabbers from the DT also. I'm going to use a... is that it's too big of a dabber. Hold on. I have a tiny dabber that I want to use. Oh, this one's good. Okay, so I'm going to use a small dabber. All right. So I'm just going to put this on, and then I'm going to tape over, especially where I don't want to paint, but it'll also hold it down for me. I'm going to put one more piece. And then I'm just going to put some stars on this here. So, I'm going to have to use my, because I forgot to bring a paper plate today. That's okay. Oh, thanks, Auntie. I know, right? Really, though. Bob's always like, don't tell me get everything there. I'm like, I know, but I do. And I want people to know they can access it too, you know? All right, so take that, put it on. Just going to use my, this is why we do this. Okay, small amount of paint. And we're going to dab this on. And you just do a pouncing motion. And I'm going to just do all the stars that are on this part of the stencil. And hopefully it comes out cute. My stenciling doesn't always come out good. I don't know. I just feel like it's a... You know what I feel like it is? So I don't think it's one of these, but I feel like it's like a crafter's talent that you just get over the time. But it's like folding a fitted sheet, right? Like it takes you... Yeah, that's what I consider stenciling, like folding a fitted sheet. All right, let's see how this came out. Oh, well, we got a bit of a blob up in the corner. But that's okay. This can be the back, okay? That one can be the back. I'm just going to dry that. And then turn it around and do stars on the other side. And actually, yeah, on one of the sides, I might hit it with a few more stars too. So I'm going to do on this side. So I'm going to do it this way this time. All right, so less paint, Bethany. Try to do it right this time. Not get a blob. Here we go. Wish me luck, everybody. So, sometimes it helps too. I've seen people, you take a back of your paintbrush and you hold the stencil down where you are so you kind of don't get that bleed through. So let's give that a whirl, shall we? See if it works. And then just quick dabs. Not gonna go nuts. All right, almost done. All right, let's see how it came out this time. Let's see if it works, shall we? All right, please hold. My God, it was worse. That's okay. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna figure this out. Maybe too much paint on my dabber. I want to put a few more stars on this side, on one of the sides. We're going to sand it too, so it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure this out. Hold on. Let's put a few more stars here. All right, so I'm going to just tape down. I'm going to just do some quick stars here. Let's see if... I didn't put any more paint on my thing, and I just did like quick dabs. Still bled though, man. Yeah, it is what it is. I'll sand it down in a second. That'll get rid of some of it. All right, let's do a little bit more up top here. I want to put another star in place here. All right. All right, so this is like super not a lot of paint. Let's see if that works better. It could be a paint issue. Still some bleed through, but not as bad. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Another idea is if you have some wooden stars, you could use that. I'm going to put a few more stars on this one. But yeah, if you have some wooden stars, you could just paint those. And, you know, use that. I'm going to do this here. Try not to get it where it's not supposed to go. Yeah, so you could paint some wooden stars and glue them on. I thought of doing that because I do have a few. I got some the other day. Just going to add a few more stars on this one. And then I'm just kind of like filling it in where it fits, you know. And some of my stars are going off the block, and that's fine. I think that looks cool. All right. All right, cool. So that one's done. I don't know if I'm going to do the sides or not. And then the last thing we have to do is put on the wick. All right, I am just going to do this really quick. I tape this in place. I try to just do this with minimal paint and see. You watch, the sides that like are not the important part are going to come out the best. You watch. You watch. That'll be my luck. A little bit of bleed through, but they do look good. Oh, like I said, I'll learn. It's like a fitted sheet. Takes time, right? You got to learn how to do it. Oh, Auntie Kim, I wanted to tell you. I think I texted you. Been using the shampoo, it's like a whole new head of hair. It's amazing. So I used Paul Mitchell Tea Tree shampoo currently, and it's amazing. Amazing. Highly recommend. It's all tingly, makes your head all tingly. It's awesome. All right. We almost there. Okay, here we go. Rip that one off. Dry this up. You guys should see my laptop over here. It is, thanks, Auntie. It is chock-a-block full of paint from all of these things. It is what it is, right? Anybody else feel like where you do your crafting, there's like, you know, paint everywhere and just stuff everywhere? Bob's like, what did you do? I'm like, oh, I just crafted. Okay, here we go. Sand down these stars a little. Make them a little less perfect. Well, not that they're perfect at all, but let's just sand them down a little so you can see some of the blue through them. All right. Like I said, we're rusticifying everything. What do we think so far? Isn't that cute? What do you think? Should we throw some antique wax over the whole thing? I'm wondering if we should throw some antique wax over the whole thing. Just to like one more step of antiquify. What does everyone think about that? Should we? Yes, Jennifer, definitely. If you're just hopping on, hello. I'm Bethany from Count Your Stitches. We're making like a Memorial Day 4th of July craft spectacular. Yeah, we antiquing this. We're antiquing this. Let's do it. Let's do it, everybody. Here we go. Mrs. T's brush. Got it going on. Don't need the sanding block. Don't need the painter's tape anymore. Here we go. Love this stuff. Whoops, I just got it on me. It's the story of my life, my friends. Story of my life. Waverly Antique Wax. Love this. Look at even my thing. Red, white. Obviously, because we're painting with red, white, and blue. But doesn't it look cute? All right. All right, so I take it on the brush. And then I brush a ton of it off. And now we're going to put it on the thing here. All right, so we're brushing it on. And then, right, we wax on, then we wax off. Right, my friends? Here we go. Wax on. And we take our paper towel, and we wax off. And we can sand this down after, too, like if it's too much brown, because that's a lot of brown. But it also kind of looks really cute, so I don't know. We'll see. And then, you know what? Whilst we're doing this, yes, I said whilst. We say whilst. While we're doing this, I'm going to plug my hot glue gun in so that we can get ready to make our little wick. And we don't have to wait for that bad boy to heat up afterwards. All right, so let's plug this in. We've got our extension cord that we have sticking up out of our desk, right? That's how we roll around here. All right, so I got wires everywhere. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. All right, so we take it off, and then we brush it on. All right, and then we take our paper towel, and we take it off. And like I said, we can sand this off a little bit more after if we want a little bit less of a look with it, okay? Because it does kind of go on a little dark in some cases, and because the wood is older and just so absorbent, it really doesn't rub off as much as it might with other things. So, all right, last side. Wax on. And wax off. All right. Well, that looks adorable. All right, so really quick, I'm going to dry this. Then I'm going to sand it a little because it's just a little bit too much. Grungy look. Yes. Oh, thanks, Auntie. So make sure you're, hi, Mrs. Borges. Make sure you're SHARE-ing this on your page if you're loving it. We call that sprinkling. So just get the word out there. You know, we have a good time. So let's let the rest of the world have a good time with us, right? All right, so I am going to take my sandpaper one more time and just sand this off just a tad bit more. I want some of that white to come through. Some of that white to come through. There we go. A little bit too much grunge happening here. Let's get some of that off. Alrighty. I just want a little bit more brightness here. The beauty of sandpaper, right, everybody? Okay. Whew, we have rusticified this thing to our heart's content. Who knew this tiny little block could take us so long to just, like, have so much? Done in 2 places. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate that. All right, so that's done. We're done. Okay. Glue gun's heating up. We're going to get a wick on this thing, and then we're going to be done. Gonna be done. And we have another day off tomorrow. I'll post the progress on the Big American Flag map that I'm painting. Not Big American Flag. Big map of the United States flag. There it is. Big United States flag thing. I don't know how to describe it. This thing. This thing that I've shown you like 10 times tonight. This. I'll keep posting progress on it, okay? And then I'm doing this other project with the home that I showed you. I have to do one for the parentals. So, okay. Here we go. That's trash. Don't need that. This over here. Gonna get out of the way. This back in here. Okay, we're getting ourselves organized here, right? While that glue gun heats up. All right. Gotta put the red back. My mom got me some new paints. Some fun colors. Can't use them yet though. We're in red, white, and blue season. But after that, we'll use them. Like this. Where have we got? We got like this really cute pink in this gorgeous coral, right? So we're gonna have some fun summer stuff. Oh, at the zoo yesterday, we saw flamingos. That was so much fun. And they were mad. Did you know flamingos get mad at each other? They were mad at each other. Oh, and then when we saw that snow leopard I was talking about, it was right next to the moon bear, because it was in Asia, the moon bear exhibit, and there was a fence, just a fence, so like a chain link fence, so the snow leopard could see the bear, and it was pacing back and forth like it was ready to pounce on the bears, but it can't get through the fence. Oh my God, it was scary. It was scary. Jennifer, how many projects do you work on at a time? Jennifer, typically I have one crochet project going at a time, usually is how I do that. But craft-wise, it depends. So, because some of these things require like some good dry time, Roger Williams Zoo. Because a lot of these things require like I want dry or cure time in between, I'll work on a few at a time. So yesterday morning, I made that little square thing that I posted this morning with the stained United States of America wood cut out on it. I made that, and while I waited for parts of it to dry, I started like putting the painter's tape on for the map of the USA flag, right? So if I know things are going to take time to dry, or I want to give them extra time to dry, I'll work on like 2 or 3 at a time. Plus, like, it's a rainy weekend, it's a long weekend, so I had some extra time and I wanted to just get some things done. I want to get some fairs in this summer, and you know, so yeah. So I work on a bunch at a time. So I have this, this was a hanger from another project we made, right? Like, whatever we remade had this on it as a hanger. So I like it because it's nice and thick. I do have jute cord that is this thick in general. I got it on from Walmart, I think. But I figured I already had this. So my thought is we're going to cut it. I'm going to cut the frayed edge off. Although, I think I'm just going to cut a little bit of the frayed edge off. And then I'm going to just kind of cut. I'm going to cut like this much, okay? You'll see why. My thought is I'm going to like do it in a little spiral at the top. Just to, no, maybe, yes, I don't know. Will that stick up? I need it to stick up, so maybe that won't work. Maybe that won't work. Okay, hold on. Wish I had drilled a hole in the top. That would have been a nice way to do this. Just curious, because my mind goes faster than I can craft. Yeah, Jennifer, that happens too. Like, I have so many things. I have to tell you, so yesterday, I got up early yesterday, which I loved. And so like by 7 o'clock yesterday morning, I had all my crafts planned through the beginning of August for all of our lives. But the reason I did that was because I have so many things that I want to make that I needed to know what materials I could use to craft this weekend or not. You know what I'm saying? So I planned it all out, and then I knew what I could use. So I try to plan. I'm trying to get better at not just like buying a ton of stuff either, which, I mean, that is nice because then you're like, oh, I can just like whip up something. You know what I mean? So I just glued it on like this, but I'm just going to put a little dab in the corner to kind of make it go back a little. So I'm just holding this down for a second. And then we'll be done. And this will be a cute little like shelf sitter firecracker. This wick might need to be a little bit smaller. We'll see. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. But yeah, so I try to plan ahead, and not just buy too many random things because I only have so much room here and I don't want Bob to like hurt me. No, he would never. But I just want to, be better planning and not just buy stuff to buy stuff and waste money and all that fun stuff. So yeah, so I try to plan everything. Oh, this came out cute. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to bend this back a little. Look at this little thing. The little wick. It came out so cute. So we've got ourselves a little firecracker. Thank you, Monique. Monique, me too. Love the distress look. Thank you. Oh my gosh, look at that. So you can put it any way you want. It's good for all sides. So you can put it on a coffee table or whatever, and it doesn't matter. You can put it next to other things, right? Oh my gosh, I love this. This came out wicked cute. So this was really simple. It took us a while because I talk so much. But it was just a piece of scrap wood. So just find a piece of scrap wood in the backyard because that's what I did. And you don't even need a stencil for the stars, right? You can hand paint them. You can use little star cutouts if you have them. You can use star stickers. You can do anything you want. Thank you, everybody. So like the possibilities are endless. This would be cute to just put like in a little windowsill. Our house like looks like it threw up red, white, and blue right now because that's my yesterday was like all about that life. And I put out the one thing I always wanted to make was an American flag out of a pallet, like a wood pallet. And I made it last summer. So I was Friday afternoon, I got home from work and I was like, boom, I'm putting this thing out. And I was so excited to put it out. Jennifer, that's really funny. But anyway, so we're all red, white, and blued out. We made this little firecracker tonight. This was super simple. You can do it on your own. I mean, look, it's a total mess, right? I didn't even like use any fanciness, no stent, like just, yeah. You can do whatever you want, right? And then we just glued a little piece of jute on top. It's fraying. That's great. A wick phrase. So yeah, anywho, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you drop some thumbs ups, some hearts. Say hey if you're watching on the replay or right now or whatever. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you answer all your questions on here. Like, just keep commenting. We love it. And then make sure you sprinkle this out on your page as well if you love it. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, thank you, Mom. So anywho, thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you all have tomorrow off. Thank you to all those of you who have family who served in our armed forces and who gave their lives to protect our freedom. We really appreciate that. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Have an awesome week. I will see you next Sunday night. And always remember to count your stitches. Bye, everybody.